Alright, hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. My name is Chanina. If you're new here, hey, welcome back y'all. So let's see, it's still Vlogtober. Today's October the 4th, so it's Vlogtober day 4, or actually you guys will see it in a different order, but anyways, I just got off of work, so I didn't get to vlog anything for you guys today. So I figured we would look at this opportunity, or not the opportunity announcement, but the system equipment policy. It looks like it was updated on September 29th, and I haven't actually had a chance to look at it. So we're going to be looking at it for the first time together. So the first thing that I did notice that the cover was different. So let me show you guys what the old one looks like. Pull it over here. This is what the last updated one looked like. Okay, you can tell because of the cover there. So anywho, let's see what they're talking about. So this is the system and equipment policy for the Arise Virtual Solutions platform. So if you've never heard me talk about it, or well, if you're new to the channel, I do have a whole playlist of the Arise Virtual Solutions. I talk about it a lot on this channel, and I do have my own virtual call center, so I do assist people who are looking to work from home, getting on board, working with that particular platform. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, is just taking a look at the system and equipment policy. As 1099 contractors, we do have to supply our own equipment. So that's like your headset, your computer, even the flash drive, which is going to look something like this. And this is, you'll only need this if you are servicing a an Arise secure desktop client, so an ASD client. But yeah, something similar to this, if you guys can see that. So flash drive. So anyway, so let's just scroll through this document together. It is downloadable, and you can actually find it on the Arise Virtual Solutions website, or the ariseworkfromhome.com website. You can download it from there. Or if you're already registered to the portal, then this should actually be in your breaking news column. All right, so per usual, it talks about the PC requirements first. So I'm going to take a look at, I'm going to have the old one pulled over here on my other monitor, and I'm just going to kind of scroll down to see if I actually spot anything that's different, and that this is just not a redesign of the document here. All right, so let's see, CPU speed. This is for PC requirements. So if you're looking to work on the platform, but you're not sure if your equipment is going to be compatible with working on the platform, unfortunately, you can't do a PC scan, to my knowledge, prior to registering to the platform. You'd have to register to the platform and then do your PC scan from there. If you don't want to do all that, you can go on the ariseworkfromhome.com website and get this actual printout. It's a PDF that you can download and you can print it out, or you could just jot down the requirements and take it to the store with you if you're purchasing new equipment. So let's see, so PC requirements, minimum recommended. So they broke it up into two columns here versus just the one column. So they've got minimum on one side and recommended on the other. So for CPU speed, they're looking for us to have an Intel I class or better, or AMD APU class or better, clocked at dual core 1.4 gigahertz or better. So the Atom, the Celeron, the Pentium, and the Opteron processors are not permitted. So if your system is any one of those, it's not going to pass the PC scan. Let's see, what does it say for hard drive? For hard drive, it says 20 gigabytes or more of available space is the minimum. 60 gigabytes or more of total space is the minimum, but they recommend that you have 30 gigabytes or more of available space and 60 gigabytes or more of total space. So that is actually something that is different, okay, because the 30 or more available space recommended is actually not on the old one. All right, so that's a change. The memory is the same. They do recommend a minimum of 4 gigabytes of RAM, and then or that's the minimum, and then they recommend 8 gigabytes of RAM. So that is the same. That hasn't changed. Operating systems, I would recommend doing Windows 10. There's, like it says here, a lot of the clients are not going to support Windows 8. And I don't know if you guys been peeping, you know, TV commercials and stuff like that, but I've noticed that they started rolling out commercials for Windows 11. So it's just going to be a matter of time that Windows 8 is going to phase out, just like Windows 7 did when Windows 10 came out. So keep a lookout for that. When did I see that commercial? I think I was watching, I think it aired during a football game for Windows 11. Let's see. So the standard connection and speed, that is, let's see, that is about the same. So there hasn't been any changes there. Hardwired connection, that's across the board. We don't do anything wireless. Minimum 10, let's see, Mbps download, and minimum 3 Mbps download. So that is the minimum, but then the required, or the recommended rather, is going to be a minimum of the 10 Mbps upload. Okay, so 30 for download, 10 for upload is the recommended, but the minimum is 10 for download and 3 for upload. All right, so that is a little bit different there. Let me see, what else? All right, the latency, that hasn't changed too much. They have the minimum of 120 milliseconds. But the recommended is 50 milliseconds. So that is something that they did. It's not really a change. It's just, it looks like they just added the recommended, because it's always been 120 milliseconds. So monitor size, that has always been the same. That hasn't changed any. So these are your monitor recommendations. 1280 by 1024 screen resolution. Minimum or recommended 1920 times 1080 full HD or 1080p. That's what's recommended for that. Dual monitor capability, I recommend that just across the board. I mean, the minimum, it says, may be required for some programs, and that is absolutely true. There are some programs on the opportunity announcement that are going to tell you that they recommend a second monitor, but from my personal experience, I would just get a second monitor regardless, okay? Because it just makes life easier when you're servicing your call. So let's see, it looks like they've added this small piece of information right here. USB 3.0 ports required to be used with USB headsets and flash drives. So that's actually something that I wasn't aware of. Now, I knew about the flash drive part of it, the 3.0, but I wasn't aware of that for the headset. So apparently they want us to use a 3.0 port, okay? Because you know there's a 2.0 and then there's a 3.0. All right, so that was added. So that actually is not on the, let me see, before I make that statement, because I want it to be a true statement. All right, so that particular information is not on the old one. There's some other information pertaining to ASD, but it might actually be on this one. We'll see as we scroll down. All right, so these are the requirements for the Mac computer users. So Mac users, these are going to be your requirements in order to service on the platform. So you've got CPU speed, iMac, Mac Mini, MacBook/MacBook Air, MacBook Pro, Mac Pro built-in, 2015 or later. Good Lord. Okay. Interesting. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not an Apple, I don't use Apple products, so I find them to be quite expensive. All right, so they're recommending Mac Pro built-in, or the minimum. Mac Pro built in 2015 or later, but they're recommending 2019 or later. Okay, which makes sense. We're in 2021, about to be in 2022 in the next 2 months. All right, so hard drive, let me see. So the minimum that they are wanting you to have is 20 gigabytes or more available space. I believe it's actually the same as the regular PC. So let's see. Yeah, it's exactly the same. So 20 gigabytes or more of available space, 60 or more for total space. The recommended is 30 gigabytes or more of available space, and then 60 gigabytes or more of total space. So it's the same for Mac users, and the memory actually looks the same as well. So let me scroll back up here. Yeah, 4 and 8. So the minimum 4, recommended memory is 8. Operating system, Windows 10. And let's see, this is never going to change. The Wi-Fi connections and all of that, anything wireless, that policy is never going to change. We don't do anything wireless. All right, and the screen resolution and all of that is the same, and then the USB 3.0 port. So let's scroll down here. Let's see, other requirements, mobile devices, accessory software, and internet phone service providers. So let's see, smartphone or other mobile device to be used for multi-factor authentication and other security verification processes. So basically, when I'm logging into my systems every day, I have to do a phone, like a 2-step verification through my cell phone. I pull up the application or the browser that I need, I log in, and then it prompts me to send myself a verification code to my cell phone. Then I have to go into my phone, grab the code, type it in, blah, 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 and then that's how I have access to all of the other systems. So that's what they're talking about with that. Let's see, cell phones cannot be used to service and should not be used for any purpose while servicing. That is just a given, because of course you can't take live calls over your cell phone. Our phones are connected to when you're servicing, you're gonna have to log into a VPN, right? So a cell phone is not gonna work for that. In this scenario, rather. Let's see. All right, so let's see, an iOS or Android-based mobile device, smartphone or tablet with a working camera. Now, there are some clients that do require you to have your camera, your webcam. Not all, there's only like 1 or 2 that require you to have a webcam. All right, so let's see, and then it gives you some accessory recommendations. So if you're on Amazon or something like that and you're looking for a particular type of headset that's going to be compatible, they do give you some suggestions here. I believe they did that on the old one as well. Yeah, so they give you some suggestions for a headset, a dial pad, which is what you'll be using if your calls are not coming directly through your computer. You'll be using a headset for certification, and if your calls are coming directly through your computer. Hopefully that made sense. I felt like I just tongue-tied that, but anyway. Then they've got the keyboard here, so they've added that because that wasn't there before. I've never seen them recommend that before. Software, let's see, updated web browser, Mozilla, Firefox, or Chrome for Windows, compatible with certain registration components on the... Okay, so that's true. So sometimes, depending on what you're doing on the Arise platform, there are some things that will start tripping up on you, and you'll have to pull open like another search engine like Internet Explorer or something like that to get to what you need. So just beware of that. Let's see, Windows security, there is a software that you download to your computer to protect from any, like, you know, antivirus, malware, all that stuff. Let's see, what else does it go into? Okay, so it also has the internet and phone service providers. You guys, it's honestly going to depend on where you live. I live in Georgia, so I have in my area, the area that I live in, they only offer Comcast Xfinity. So I have a bundle package. I have the phone, internet, and cable, and I pay about 200. Let's see, what is it? About $215 a month, something like that, because we also have the NFL Red Zone and then some other stuff. So when it comes to phone service, you definitely want to go with a like a well-established company. Like, you don't want to use bootleg companies like Phone Jack and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So if you don't have a landline phone, and you want to have one just in case you're going to need it for a client, because again, some calls, depending on the client, some of your calls are going to come through, or your calls are going to come through your actual landline phone. So if you're in the market to purchase a landline phone and you already have cable and internet, I would check with your cable and internet provider to see if they actually offer a phone service, and then get it as like a bundle. All right, so then it goes into the Ethernet cord being hardwired in. So with again, basically we do everything hardwired, like direct. We don't do anything wireless or anything like that. So you'll have to have like an Ethernet cord, which looks kind of like a cable cord, a cable box cord. Or, well, no, that's a bad example because it depends on what cable service you have. But okay, so similar to a telephone cord, but it's a little bit thicker. The head of it is a little bit bigger. So those, if you look at your computer and you see like a little spot in the back of your hard drive, or your tower, or on the side of your laptop, and there's like a little opening there that looks like you can plug a phone into it, like a landline phone, that's where your Ethernet cord goes. All right, so you'll have to have that in while you're servicing, so that you're servicing on a secure network. All right, and then it just goes into the Arise virtual gateway. So that's basically, your calls coming through your computer. There's a phone system that you're hooked up to, and that's basically what it's talking about. All right, so the ASD situation, so again, that's one of those flash drives. You can order it from Amazon. You can get it at Walmart as long as it's a 3.0. And basically what you're going to do with that is, if you're servicing a client that requires you to have an ASD flash drive, all that means is basically you're going to be building your client your client applications and your systems onto this flash drive. So essentially, when you remove the flash drive from your computer, there's not going to be any trace of the client that you're servicing for on your computer. You'll only see all of your systems and everything when you plug in that flash drive. And you do get instructions on how to build that stuff when you get into when you enroll in a certification. You'll get an email telling you how to actually do that. All right, so let's see, security. And it looks like that's it, other than just some equipment purchase suggestions. Of course, they always recommend Amazon. Well, they've been doing this lately. When I first started working on the portal, they didn't have no recommendations. You just kind of had to hunt for it. But I've noticed that on these equipment policies, they've been adding recommendations for equipment on there. So you're more than welcome to check some of these out. If you click on it, it actually takes you directly to that item on Amazon. And then, as you can see here, this one's $205, and you'll get 2 monitors, a keyboard, and a a tower, which actually is not bad. To be honest with you, if I'm not mistaken, this is actually the same tower that I have. I just purchased mine by itself because I already had 2 monitors. But if you just need a tower and you don't want to go through if it's compatible or not, the tower that I currently use is compatible, and I have it in my Amazon storefront, so that link is always in the description box if you want to check it out. But yeah, if you go on here, again, you can download this to your computer to just kind of check back with it, and you can always reach out to me and check to see if there was a new one updated, just just in case you're not registered to the portal but you just want to see this and you don't really know how to get to it. You can email me and I'll email it to you if there's an updated version. Okay, if it's the same one, then of course but yeah, you guys, so cool. So not too many changes. Only thing that I saw that was really different was the information about the port, the USB port, and I think that was it. Everything else was pretty much the same. It was just split in different columns. So let me show you guys what I mean when I say that. Like, you see how this is minimum and then recommended? Well, this is how the old one looks. So it was like this. So Mac requirements, and then you had your PC requirements. You see how it was kind of stacked, and then it goes down into your other stuff. Yeah, so they just made this one like this. So that is it, and that is all. There wasn't too many things, like I said, that really changed, to be honest with you. I mean, they have some instructions down here that I'm actually noticing that isn't on the old one, like how to do your PC scan and all of that stuff. That one is actually not on the old one, which I'm glad they actually put. Oh yes, it is. There it is. It just looks different. Okay, cool. Well, it's there, so good. All right, so you guys, that is it for looking at the system and equipment policy with me. We were looking at it together for the first time. It just came out a few days ago and I haven't gotten around to looking at it yet. But if you're interested in working on the Arise portal, and you're not looking to own your own call center, feel free to check out my website. It's salesstaffingsolutions.com. I am looking for new agents. I just started a new hiring wave, so I've got a lot of applications that are coming in daily at this point. To be honest with you, I'm trying to keep up with them. But yeah, so we are still accepting a new wave of applications or applicants. So if you guys want to go through the process and apply so that you can work on the platform, feel free. And I will see you guys on another video. Bye.
Oh, hello, Papa. What? Oh, hey. Oh. I'm just kidding. Look. I like to rap.